So now that you understand conjugations of verbs, right? Do you understand conjugations of verbs?
I don't know, maybe.
If you don't understand how to conjugate a verb, I recommend that you go back and study it. Because once you really understand that and understanding your simple, your progressive, and your perfect tenses, then you're going to understand your subject and predicate agreement. So with all of those lessons that we have talked about, with your different tenses, and not only that, with your persons, you're going to have to understand your persons to be able to understand your subject and predicate agreement. And then you really need to understand your persons to be able to understand your subject and predicate agreement. So we're just stitching it all together with all of our other lessons we have gone over and over and over again. So first off, we are going to start in our simple tense right here. Okay, so we're going to go over our first, second, and third person a little bit more. We have talked about that a lot, but for you to really understand your subject and predicate agreement, you have to understand your persons, or you will not be able to understand how to do that properly. Because you will not be able to conjugate your verbs properly if you do not understand your persons. So we have some sentences here that Richard and I took a little trip, and I just wrote some sentences of the things that I did while I was there. So first off, we're going to talk about the simple present, future, and the past in here. This is all simple sentences. I walked around the courtyard. What person is this in? First person. You need to understand. So this is first person. I, oh, and then we have they. So we're going to focus on these. First person. So now, I walked around the courtyard. Parse this verb.
Simple past.
Simple past. So this is our simple past. Is there an auxiliary verb? There's no auxiliary verb, so this puts us in our simple past. So we have simple and then past. These agree. So if you understand how to conjugate your verbs and how to use them properly, and you're understanding your simple and your progressive and your perfect, you will see that these agree. Singular takes the singular verb. This is singular, this is the singular verb. If this was plural, this would still be the plural verb. We walked around the courtyard. Because it's in first person, it's not going to change. Plus, when it's in the past. First person, with it being in the past, it's not going to change. I will swim in the pool at 5. First person, what is will swim?
Future, simple future.
This, good. It's the simple future. Simple future. Will swim. Now right here doesn't change either. So you're taking the singular, and this is the singular verb. These need to be memorized, how you make that work. Singular takes the singular verb. Daniel, I gaze in the windows at the beautiful things in the hotel. This is first person. What's gaze?
Simple present.
It's simple present. This is simple present. I gaze. What if we put this as plural? We.
Me gaze.
That's still, they still agree. We gaze, they still agree. That's in first person. This is not changed, but what if we change that to third person? She gazes. So that's why it's so important for you to understand how to conjugate your verb. And you need to understand what first, second, and third person is. First person is what? I and we, right? Mm-hmm. Second person is?
You and you.
You and you. Third person?
They, she, it.
Good. She, he, it. They, right?
Mm-hmm. Well,
they's plural.
Is plural.
They's plural. So, look at this. She gazes. Those agree. I will swim. Those agree. They have to agree. So, does that make sense? Why these are agreeing? Are you guys seeing that?
Yes, I see.
They listen intently to the porter, so they will enjoy their stay. This right here, this is plural, and it's sitting in third person. Look, third person right there. Tell me your subject and your verb. There's two, this is a compound sentence.
They and listen.
So they and listen,
Will enjoy.
and they will enjoy. So what tense is this?
Present. Simple.
Okay, so this is simple present, and then you have your plural verb, right? And what's this?
Simple future.
This is simple future, and this is your plural verb. Okay, so they have to listen to understand what's going on, so they will enjoy. So this is going to happen in the future. They're both simple tenses. This is plural and this is the plural verb, so they agree. This is plural and this is the plural verb. What if I say I?
Listen.
Would it still agree?
Yeah.
It still does agree. What if I say she? Does that agree? That does not agree. So you need to say she listens. That's when you're conjugating your verb. This changes. Okay? She listens intently to the porter, so you could still use they, because if she's the one listening, getting all of the instructions, and then they will still enjoy their stay. Or you could say she. Well, does this still agree? This still agrees. So you need to make sure that you're understanding when somebody says, does your subject and predicate agree? You're like, well, what's that mean? It means that this agrees with this verb. But if you're not understanding conjugation of verbs, and you're not understanding your simple, your progressive, and your perfect tenses, you're not going to be able to do this as well. If you're speaking the language, you're probably able to do it, but you'll be confused on how to write it down and make it sound good, right? Okay, so most of this was in first person. We changed it a little bit. First person singular, third person singular. That's what we changed it to. Let's look at the progressive. Progressive, present, future, and the past. Now remember, I'm putting present first only because present is the most confusing, because that's the one that changes often. Now we're going to talk about first person in the singular and third person in the singular. Lisa was walking around the courtyard, and I did that. It was very beautiful. Okay, so Lisa is what person? This is third person. So Lisa, Lisa, Lisa. These are all third persons. Is it singular or plural?
Singular.
It's singular. So it's going to be singular. Is it taking the singular verb?
Yes.
All right. This says I'm singular. It says it's in the past, right? This is the past. Was is the past. So since this is singular and this is singular, you know that your subject and your predicate agree, right? This agrees with that. It is third person singular. Third person, this was says I'm singular, and it puts you in the progressive. Right? It's a continuous action. I was walking. Continuous, right? But it's still in the past. If you're saying ing, it was puts you in the past, but this is a continuous motion. Lisa will be swimming in the pool at 5. Lisa is third person singular. Will be swimming is your progressive future tense, right? So do they agree? This is a singular verb. That's a singular subject. What's that?
Yes.
Singular takes the singular verb. Singular takes the singular verb, right? But what if I said Lisa and Rich will be swimming in the pool at 5? Is this still the same? Yeah, we don't change this. This is still the same. We do not change it. That's why the future tense, they stay the same. They're not confusing, whether it's singular or plural. So either way, this agrees. But what if I change this past right here? Lisa and Rich was walking around the courtyard.
Were.
That means this needs to be changed to were. Plural takes the plural verb. So you need to make sure your subject and your predicate agree. Plural takes the plural verb. Walking doesn't change, but your auxiliary verb changes. So in the progressive tense, that's where you're going to find your singular and your plural, are in your auxiliary verbs. How about Lisa is gazing in the windows at the beautiful things in the hotel? What do we have here with our subject and our verb?
Lisa.
Lisa is singular or plural? So Lisa is singular.
Yeah.
And is it taking the singular or the plural verb? Is it singular? Lisa is gazing. So gazing stays the same. Your auxiliary verb is what changes. This is in the present tense. So what if I say Lisa and Richard and we made this plural? This verb would have to change.
Are.
Yeah, we can't say Lisa and Rich is gazing, because the is only a singular verb, so that means it has to take the singular subject. But what if I said what if I changed this to I? Because these are all third person. What if I changed it to I? I is gazing in the windows?
I am gazing.
So that means you would have to change am if you're going to put it in first person. Singular takes the singular verb. But what if we want to say we? Can we say we am?
Are.
Then you have to change that to are. See how this progressive word with the ing is not changing. What's changing? Your auxiliary verb. This is plural. This is plural. Do these agree? Yeah, we are gazing in the windows at the beautiful things in the hotel. These agree. Now, Lisa and Cindy are talking about the family reunion. Plural takes the plural verb. Lisa and Cindy. This is plural. Are is plural. Do they agree?
Yeah.
These agree because are is plural. Lisa and Cindy are plural. Does talking change?
Nope.
Nope. This talking does not change. What changes? Our auxiliary verbs is what tells us if it's in the past, present, or the future, and it tells us if it's singular or plural. And in the present, it tells you if it's in first person or third person, right? I am talking to Cindy about my next visit.
Which.
Singular takes the singular verb. First person takes the first person verb. Talking does not change. What changes, what we need to make sure matches, are our auxiliary verbs with the correct person, right? Am, can we do is?
No.
See, look, I is talking. This is a third person verb. You cannot use is there because we have our first person here. So you have to use am. Let's change it to we. What if we say we am talking? Does that make sense? No. What do we need to do?
Change the auxiliary.
Change the auxiliary verb to are. What if we put it back to Lisa, Lisa and Rich? Does that agree if we leave it there? It does. Lisa and Rich agree because plural takes the plural verb, but we're not changing talking. Plural takes plural. So are is going to be plural whether it's in first person, second person, or third person. It doesn't matter. Plural is plural. Are is plural. So Lisa and Richard, they are the plural subjects, and are is the plural verb that puts this whole thing in plural. Right here, does it matter right here? They're talking to Cindy about my next visit. Does visit need to be plural?
No.
No, what needs to agree is your subject and your predicate. Your subject and your predicate need to agree. All of this stuff, it needs to make sense in the sentence, but this can be singular or it can be plural if I'm talking about more than one visit. And see right here, we're talking about our prepositional phrases right here. And this right here is what's describing. To Cindy's describing our talking. About is describing what? Talking. About my next visit is describing the verb. To Cindy is describing the verb. Our talking. Both of these are adverb phrases describing the verb. We have the perfect tense, which puts us in the present, future, or the past. Now remember, the subject needs to match the predicate. Subject needs, do these match?
Yeah.
They match. They need to match the predicate. So only these two need to match. In the perfect tense, we're going to talk about all these things all these sentences in the perfect tense. These we're saying in plural right here. This is all plural. Lisa and Rich, Lisa and Rich, Lisa and Sandy, Lisa and Rich. Is this plural? This is talking about two different things, two different people. Lisa and Richard had purchased breakfast yesterday in the cafe. What tense is this?
Past.
Nice. It is in the perfect past. We had to use our auxiliary verb had. Do they match?
Yes.
Yes. Past doesn't really change very much, so it's easier. So Lisa and Rich, they match. This takes the plural, this is the plural. What if I just say Lisa had purchased? Is that singular?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter, this doesn't change. So Lisa had purchased, then it would still be, they would still agree. Had purchased, remember, had keeps you in the past, in the perfect tense. You have to use had in the perfect tense, but it has to be in the past. And it's the plural verb and it takes the singular verb. Okay? But Lisa and Richard will have ham and cheese croissants tomorrow morning. Is this singular or plural?
Plural.
This is plural.
Future.
It takes the future, plural. Yes, this is plural, this is plural. It's sitting you in the future. Plural takes the plural verb. Lisa and Sandy.
Perfect.
What? Oh, and it's sitting in the perfect. Look, Lisa and Sandy have discussed if we should purchase airline tickets. This is the plural verb, Lisa and Richard. This is plural, and this is plural. But what if I said Lisa, if I change that to singular, what would it do?
Has discussed.
Lisa has discussed. So this is in present, this is present tense, so this would have to turn to has. Lisa has discussed if we got rid of Sandy. So, because this is in third person plural. If it was in third person singular, this have would switch to has in the perfect tense. Do you see that?
Yep.
Lisa and Rich have laughed with each other. Plural takes the plural verb. Have is plural. And so make sure that you're studying that and you understand that. Plural takes the plural verb. Now look at this though. Lisa has laughed with Richard about my painting. Singular, look what happened. Takes the singular verb. Has. Singular takes the singular. See how laugh doesn't change, but your auxiliary verb is what changes. And this is sitting you in the present. This is the present, this is the present. But what changes? Third person present. Third person present changes to has. Get your subject and your predicate agreement down correctly.
Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next one.
Okay, bye everybody.
Bye.